Welcome to Xtra, presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter, very censored. You can follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Be sure to follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Check out VDG Sports on YouTube. Everything is there. VDG Sports is on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share. And VDGsports.com. Check out the website. You'll thank me later. VinceDouglasGregory.com. If you want to be a keeper, no. Keep up with me, that one. Not beekeeper or be a keeper. Keep up with me, once again, VinceDouglasGregory.com. I will spell it, but no, not today. Not now. Not in this moment. Noobs, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you for giving me some time. Regs, we back at it again. We are back at it again, like we never left. And nonverbal communication peeps, I'm just gonna say absolutely nothing after I say nonverbal, because it's nonverbal and we do what we do. We do what we do and it's nonverbal. Some understand, most don't. Others do and want to be a part of the crew, but hey, let's just keep it true. Anyway, now, there are a lot of different directions I can go that I want to go, but something along the way here that was brought up to my attention because of what was happening and what it almost caused, Anyway, I'm just gonna relax. I'm just gonna chill just a little, pump the brakes just a tad, and slow this puppy down just a little. Okay. Shout out to the peeps. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the individuals who understand what yield means. I know. Granted, it wasn't until recently that I understood or that I found out what yield actually meant. It was not until recently where I truly found out what yield meant. So I'm just going to go ahead and give a shout out to all of the peeps, all of the people who actually understand and know what yield means. And I bring this up because I so happened to get caught behind, I guess, an individual that was way in the front right at the yield. And I was, 7 cars behind the initial car that was up on the yield. Now, I like to think that I can put myself in a position that not mine. I like to think that I can think outside the box. I like to assume that I am able to put myself in someone else's shoes, not necessarily walk in someone else's shoes. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not that hubris. I'm actually a little bit humble. Check it. It's in my DNA. You know. You don't? Hey, I can't write it down for you. I can't do it for you. I can only provide. I can only say, here it is. This is what it's for, and the rest is left up to you. I can't do for you. I can only provide, and from whatever you do from there is all on you. Granted, it will hurt me deep deep down in my being that if you somehow happen not to figure it out, not to understand, not to utilize what has been provided, but hey, it is what it is. It's Manny being Manny, and it's still a no judge zone. See, still got it, still can do it either way, can do it left, can do it right, can make it rhyme, can make it, hey, all right, I'm humble. I am humble, definitely not bragging. I'm just humble. I can provide, but what you do with that information, what you do with what I'm providing is left up to you. Now, with that being said, once again, shout out to the peeps that understand how yield signs work. Shout out to the peeps that understand what yield means. Shout out to the peeps that truly understand what yield means. Because it wasn't until recently, and definitely not today, but within a 2 to 3 month time period, probably more like one, even though I like to let time go by to protect the guilty in the game, but the guilty in the game on this one is me, and I believe sharing is caring. I do protect the guilty in the game, but I'm the guilty and I'm okay with it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and share. I am gonna go ahead and share because sharing is caring and I care a lot. I did find out what yield means. How? Because I was extremely bored, and I decided that reading a dictionary at the present time wasn't the correct thing to do. My next option was to watch grass grow. There wasn't any grass in front of me to watch. There wasn't any grass near me to look at, to find a way to look, or find a way to get a view of some grass so I can entertain myself. There was no grass available, none of that. And I didn't have any coins, like a quarter, a penny, a dime, or any kind of coins, any kind of change. I did not have any of it, so I couldn't just flip it and try to make decisions, try to make the tough decisions. I sometimes lead the flipping of the coin to make the tough decisions, especially when my intuition is on vacay, especially when my gut feelings just ain't feeling it, and especially when I don't want to get bombarded with overthinking. Just go ahead and flip the coin. Go ahead and flip the coin to make the tough decision. I didn't have any coin available. So all those tough decisions that just built on, that just stacked on top of each other, just stack upon stack upon stack. And they're a lot. They're a lot. I was unable to do that. Therefore, the next available thing, obviously, the next best available thing for me to do was to figure out this yield thing. How in particular was it yield? I don't know, or I can't recall. I just know it just so happened to be yield, and it so happened to be with trafficky type stuff. And I just went ahead and jumped in that hole and was like, it's time to go. It is time to jump in this rabbit hole and see where it takes me. And it took me to a place where I decided that I truly did not understand what yield meant. So I'm definitely not judging the driver that put the rest of us in an awkward position to question everything that we know about yield, to question everything that we understand about the rules of the road, to question everything that we thought we knew, but we didn't know. Everything that we thought we knew was right, but it was wrong. Everything that we thought we knew, period, we didn't know anything. So that driver, I'm pretty sure he put, or she, or, I just want to be friendly here. The driver, whoever it was, they decided to put the rest of us in a position where we just had to either question go along, or just find a way to ignore, find a way to focus on something else. But me, when I'm in G-Rod, when I'm not singing, when I'm not dancing, when I'm not making my chest pop and all the other stuff, I'm probably in discovery mode. And if I'm in discovery mode, it's not necessarily meaning I'm in a bad mood. It's not necessarily meaning I'm not happy. It's not necessarily meaning I can't dance or can't do the happy dance. It just means that I'm listening, I'm understanding, I'm trying to get the new. I'm trying to figure out the newness. I'm trying to figure out what tunes, what music, and what all of the other stuff. How can it put me in a position to be better? How can it put me in a position to be better than the previous self, my previous former self? And the music, the singing and dancing, it can allow me to take that enjoyment, put that enjoyment with something else, and have that enjoyment just increase tenfold or increase exponentially. Basically, use the new music that I'm finding and add it to my life to increase. Happiness isn't the word. Joy definitely isn't the word either. But just increase my well-being. How about that? To increase the well-being, to make a smile, to put a smile, to some form of entertainment. How about that? To increase the form of entertainment and to help me focus, not then and there, but focus later on, to help me link things to the memory bank and do other stuff that I normally do with music, because music is important. Angelic, bird-like voice. See, still got it. And that's why I just shout out to that driver that made me re-question, but I initially just like smacked it back. I was like, no, I just looked this up. Nah, I understand. Nah, I'm probably right. In fact, I know I'm right here. I know I'm right. Because if you're at a yield sign and you look behind you and you got about 8 to 9 to 10 possibly vehicles behind you, and there isn't any other vehicle coming in the lane that you're trying to turn into, maybe you probably should reread that section in the manual. Reread that section in the manual. Raise your hand. Ask a friend. Ask people that you know. Or better yet, how about this? Go back to that spot or go to another spot where there's a yield, right? And hopefully there's a driver that's in front of you, and watch what they do. Watch what they do. And if it feels right, then hey. And if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't feel like something that you can get down with, if it doesn't feel like something that's deep within your soul, within your being, that you can just bless the rest of us with, do the rest of the things with us, hey, then you're probably just wrong. Then you probably need to look deep inside. Because a yield is not a stop. A stop is a stop. A yield is a yield. A yield isn't a stop unless there's something that's preventing you from actually going, and therefore you yield. You just don't yield the yield. You just don't stop the stop. You just don't do things because you feel like doing it, because once you do something that the rest of us aren't prepared to do, you're creating chaos. You're creating chaos. You're creating chaotic moments. You're not creating an epic journey because nobody wants to travel on that journey, and nobody wants to experience that adventure. That adventure is like an adventure I don't want any part of it. An adventure where I'm just going to stop and stand and stay here just because? Where's the fun in that? Where's the excitement? Where are the sights? Well, there are sounds, but where's the movement? Where's the motion? Where's me yielding to something else because I would have to yield to something else? Because if I'm not yielding to something else, I'm just stopped. So shout out to the one driver, whoever you are. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.